Hey guys, the tie we're going to bring you this week is going to be a little shrimp pattern that we like to call the Medusa shrimp. Really not that difficult, pretty close to a schminnow, couple alterations to it. Great fly for what we originally tied it for was triple tail off our beaches on the buoys. Also works great on dock lights because it's a small little suspending pattern, doesn't get too low in the water column. We've also done pretty good with it on juvenile tarpon. And like I said, it's not that difficult, guys, but very effective. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, the hook we're using for this pattern is this number 4 Titan X Wacky hook from Mustad. It's a really awesome stinger hook, extremely sharp, has a really great coating on it. We're going to start way back at the bend of that hook, and then we have this tan DNA hollow fusion, and what we're gonna use this for are just some of the little mouth feeders on the crab. I like to just take a little group of five or six of them and then fold it into quarters, so there's 4 of that, so there's about 24 strands total. Don't need a lot, but you want to get a little movement out of them. Tie those right on top, about a 1/2 inch long out the back. And now for the really long little whiskers or feelers on the shrimp, we have this crystal flash in hot orange. I'm just going to take 2 strands of it and tie it right on top. And then I tied those 2 strands in half so I can fold it back and really lock them in, and now you have 4. I like to cut those off right about at 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. They don't need to be extremely long, but a hair longer than those little feelers. And then next we have this really cool grizzly marabou in sand. Has a really nice barred effect, which makes it look nice and mottled and nice and shrimpy in the water. And what we're going to do with that is tie it right on top and just split the difference between your feelers and your little antennas. It's going to be about 1 inch long, 1.25 inches, sticking right out the back. I like to wrap back a little bit on that, clean it up a little bit, and then we have some hot orange medium bead chain eyes. And what we're going to do with those is we're going to tie them right on top here, right behind the marabou. And they're going to act like some little shrimp eyes, and they do make the fly kind of just pivot a little bit like that as you strip it through the water. And they add a little cool accent right there. Now we have some 1/2 inch woolly critter in tan from Enrico Puglisi. It's a nice brush with some little short EP fibers, but longer little critter legs tied on it, little shrimpy legs. So tie that stem right on top. Now go ahead and bring your thread all the way forward. And that strip of woolly critter was cut in half, and I'm going to pack it really tight. Try not to wrap up all your little legs. Try to keep them from getting wrapped underneath. You want as many of them sticking out as you can have at the end. And just make sure you pack it nice and tight. The tighter you pack it, the more of them little legs. And I just constantly pull back on the wire, making sure that those wraps are one after the other. Packed nice and tight. It's going to give you a nice little solid shrimp body too. Got some cuts on my left hand from fishing the past few days. Killing me. There we go. Alrighty, so once you have that wrapped all the way up to the eye of the hook, go ahead and tie off that brush stem can make sure you mash down that wire, because very easy to break a thread on it. Then once you have that tied off, use your whip finisher or throw some half hitches on it. And now I like to go in here and try and bring as many of these little rubber legs. Some of them won't move for you, but some of them on the side and the top will. Go ahead and pull around for you. Go ahead and pull them around to the bottom. Whatever ones didn't pull around to the bottom, go ahead and just nip off the sides and the top. That way you just have the rubber legs coming out the bottom. If any of your rubber legs are really long or crazy, go ahead and nip them too. And then last but not least, go ahead and throw some UV Loon on there. The flow works really good for finishing off your threads and making your flies look really good. And like I said, guys, it's a very simple pattern, really not that hard, but works super great for stuff like triple tail or anything that likes little easy shrimp patterns.